What is so ridiculously overpriced, yet you still buy? I can't believe how much people spend on alcohol at a bar. You're not buying alcohol, you're renting space to stand in. Smiley face. Yay, I can get cheap drunk at other places, but the people they're suckin' look like they want to stab me for being who I am. I'll overpay for alcohol to stand in a nicer spot while complaining about how much it costs. Alcohol in general, the cost for beer is even going up. I don't drink anymore, but where I live a 6-pack of local craft was at most $10 for something basic like a pale ale. I checked the other day out of curiosity and the minimum is $13, $14. To be fair, this isn't a new thing. The price of beer jacked up at least 3 to 4 years ago. And it didn't seem like a gradual thing. But when I drink that much alone at home to save money, I'm the one with the problem. Glasses, I could always buy cheap ones. But I'd rather pay money to have nice frames that I actually like wearing rather than a pair I couldn't care less about. I used to hate wearing glasses because I thought they made me unattractive. When I got older, I realized I was just wearing cheap ugly glasses and I look pretty good in the right ones. I don't mind cheap, but it's the shape. I kept picking the wrong shapes for my face, but now I like myself in glasses and think I look weird without them. These look pretty good. Goes home. Looks in mirror, these look like shit. I've gotten lots of compliments on my current frames, and they, high-index lenses, and my usual no-glare lens coating were all roughly $50 at Zenni. And I've got one of those prescriptions that even Imart Express has to send out for. I've owned luxury glasses and the Zennis my wife gets me are about 75–95% of the quality for like 1/10–1/50th the price. Also realize that unless you're going pretty boutique with established eyeglass houses that only do eyeglass frames, you're almost definitely just paying for the branding, because if your frames have a logo associated more with clothing, then they definitely just paid one of the same 2 frames manufacturers to slap their name on it. 99% of even luxury eyeglass frames are made by the same 1 or 2 manufacturers in China. Unless you're effing around with some real glasses nerd shit like Matsuda. What brands do you like and recommend for quality? Zenni is the right answer. Legit good glasses. I also second Zenni. I'll gladly shill for a company that's undercutting the eyeglasses monopolies. They're still expensive for my specific prescription, but about a $150 less. Kerrygold butter. I will always buy Kerrygold now. It's worth the difference in price. I buy in bulk, and freeze the other bricks to use later. FYI, Costco sells restaurant-grade soft European-style butter in 4x 1-pound bricks for like $12. It legit tastes exactly like the non-clarified butter I used in my pro kitchen when I was a chef. Agree, tastes so much better though. Yep. It's so good I can't bring myself to go back to the regular butter. Regular butter can't compete. Health insurance, medical supplies for our family of 5, the insurance premiums, deductible, and medications come to about $35,000 a year. You don't have an out-of-pocket maximum of like $12,000 or something. Sounds like some trash health insurance. Our deductible is $11,000. Then 100% paid for medical procedures. But, some medicines still have co-pay after that. Right now, cars, at least in my area, brand new cars are few and far between. And it's not unusual to see used cars with prices $10K to $12K above what the price was a year and a half ago. It's insane. I've heard about people flying multiple states over just to get a car for MSRP, instead of $10K more. Just a normal sedan. Pretty crazy. My buddy did that. Flew from Chicago to New York to save thousands on a Honda. So, I just want to let folks in the US know that Carvana is tanking and essentially beginning to liquidate their inventory. This action alone is going to flood the used car market, but there is also some lease movement that means used car prices could really tank around April. That makes sense as to why I have seen so many Carvana license plate holders on the roads with temp paper tags. I lived without a car for years because I was in a major city with great public transit. Then I relocated and had to get one. I bought a year ago in DEC 2021, and the guy who owned the lot said, "No one in the industry has seen anything like this. Demand is through the roof, but we can't even get inventory in here." Even back then the car market was getting crazy, but I still feel like for what I drove off with I got a deal considering the economic climate of the day. There is a huge Ford dealership right next to my office. One of my favorite things to do when I first started working there was go next door and walk through an inventory of all the new cars. For the past year or so though it's pretty much just been a giant empty surface parking lot. I've noticed that all the empty lots are filling up again. Dealers will still play the markup game for a few more months, but I'm already seeing used prices start to fall back to at least under what the new price was. In my area new and used family sedans, pickups and economy models are still going for big markups, but new high-end luxury cars are being sold at MSRP. It's weird. Feels like another example of those who can least afford it being built the hardest if I'm being honest. But new high-end luxury cars are being sold at MSRP, very much area specific. Took my Audi in for service, and all their showroom was minimum of $15K, up to $30K, market adjustment, S. I've seen 10-plus-year-old 4Runners going for more than a brand new Camry. People are on some bullshit with Toyota valuations. But it just goes to show you what people want. Reliability. My property tax is higher this year than last year. I bought it right before the used car market started surging for $20K with almost 40K miles on it. Now it's almost at $70K and the trade-in value is higher than I paid for it. Fair market value is up like 15–20%. Mid-range full-size family sedans aren't supposed to appreciate in value. I'm going to be paying capital gains tax this year, on a car. That's not normal. That seems like something most people wouldn't report. My 2011 110K miles car got written off this summer, was just a fender bender, but insurance decided it was beyond economical repair. They only offered me £900, which I was thinking was low, but the car did have a few minor issues. I argued and they raised it to £1,000. Now this was before I seen the prices of second cars, so I didn't put up that much of a fight. I still haven't found a replacement as I can't afford any that are at the same level as my old car. I did get a crappy car to make do with, but that broke down inside 2 weeks and luckily the guy give me the money back. I've seen 2003 cars, albeit with lowish mileage, with asking prices over £2,000. Found several cars older than my own with 20K plus miles more than mine going for £4,000 plus. It's shocking. I don't want much, just something that drives, and can fit the kids' car seats in. But I'll probably have to get a loan after Christmas or buy on finance to even be able to get a old beat-up car. I just saw a Toyota 4Runner in my area, 2003, 215K miles on it for $20,000 USD. I understand that vehicle has a following and a culture behind it right now, but I was still blown away by the price of it. Even that's high unless it has a bunch of desirable modifications. Concessions at sporting events. As much as I try my best to eat before I go and resist the urge to buy beer when I am there, some days, seeing others enjoying their beer and food, snacks make me say, F it, and I indulge too. Man, the chokehold sporting event food can have on me, depending on where you're sitting. The food isn't even very good, but it is lol, you can find good food sometimes. Whenever I go to a Miami Dolphins game I have to get an arepa. It's like $8 for this little piece of bread and cheese, but it's so tasty. Hell, the sporting events themselves are ridiculously overpriced. I can't believe what they charge for some of these games. $100 for Upper Bowl tickets to a team that hasn't made a playoff in a decade. I felt the same way and bought a $13 slice of pizza and $8 cup of soda. Lettuce. There is a current lettuce shortage, but it sounds like we may see some relief in January. Great goodness. I went to buy the saddest head of iceberg lettuce the other day and they wanted $4. Not even the organic one. From 80 cents to $4, it's nuts. Got the romaine heads instead. Edit. PSA. Indoor tabletop hydroponic gardens, AeroGarden type stuff, can be a really awesome introduction to growing some of your own food at home. Self-contained and pretty low maintenance, these setups can be found a lot cheaper these days. After the initial investment, looks like maybe less than 8 heads of lettuce for some of you, the cost of seeds, nutrients etc. is pretty low. I've found that it's a fun hobby that supplements our food, and makes me more appreciate what it takes to get a salad on the table. Folks, it's no longer just for growing the wacky tobacco in a closet somewhere, lol. A single heart of romaine is $2.50 where I shop. It's like 12 leaves of lettuce. It sucks. $5.50 for run-of-the-mill, non-organic head of lettuce, Canada, here. Salad is a luxury now. This is hitting restaurants hard. Produce prices are through the roof right now. I used to think it was ridiculous to be spending $900 per week on produce. Now, some weeks it's $1,800. Edit, we've paid almost $2,200 for produce each of the last 3 weeks. That's unheard of. Edit, just checked today's pricing. Iceberg is down to $70 case, so maybe things are improving, or demand is decreasing. For real, a case of lettuce is nearly $300. I'm paying $90 and that's even crazy. I don't usually buy lettuce for myself at home, but my fucking guinea pigs have demands. Never would have ever guessed a rodent would cost so much to take care of when I had a guinea pig. A local Thai restaurant gave me their veggie scraps for her. Maybe try asking around Green Heart Food with current inflation. Else you die. Yeah, food prices are stupid high and I work at a grocery store, so I watch sales and coupons on the app along with a measly 10% off. The prices of frozen pizza has gotten so stupid, with most of them close to $10, that we decided to learn how to make our own pizza. It's difficult AF, but in the end we save a lot eating homemade pizza 4 times a week. The frozen food companies accidentally priced themselves out of their own market. I used to like having several of those ready-made frozen meals on hand as an unhealthy treat, but in no universe am I ever going to pay fast food prices for a fucking microwavable pasta or some taquitos. At a certain point, the convenience, balance, nutrition, taste scale got wildly askew, and I think they're gonna lose a lot of their most consistent customers because of it. If it's a choice between microwaving a Stouffer's single-serving frozen pasta dish and making pasta at home for myself, if the frozen meal is $2 and takes 0 time and effort and dirty dishes, great, it doesn't taste as good but it's so convenient. But these days, it's a choice between paying $6 for 400 calories of frozen spaghetti and meatballs, or paying $8 and spending half an hour cooking to make something way more delicious that will give me 6 or 7 meals, which means it's really no longer a choice at all. Oh yeah, for sure, at this point with a frozen lasagna at $15, fuck it, I'll just make it myself. Make enough for a couple of days with that money. I avoid the frozen section these days when it was my go-to lazy dinner thing. Now I just can't be lazy. Not in this economy. Intermittent fasting isn't going to be a diet trend anymore. Ooh, fellas, I got you. If you're willing to eat the same thing every day, there's jambalaya mix at Walmart for about $1.50 that seems like it won't get you full if you look at the box, but it'll feed you for about 4 to 5 meals. I chopped up some sausage, $3 for a treat, but if you're feeling especially frugal, black beans are good for protein, and you can find a container for 70 cents. Corn tortillas are ridiculously cheap, $4 for 120, and you can throw them in a pan with some oil and salt to make them crispy and flavorful, and you'll have tons left over. All of this is gluten and dairy free, and you can make it vegetarian, vegan by using black beans instead of sausage. And you'll have tons of corn tortillas left over that you can throw other fun stuff in. Try pulled chicken, beans, and barbecue sauce or powder for barbecue tacos, or lettuce, chopped and fried potatoes, and your favorite dressing for crispy potato tacos. Edit, just to clarify, the packed rice is for a quick meal. It's definitely cheaper to use regular rice and season it yourself if you're confident in your seasoning and rice making capabilities. Utz large bag potato chips used to be 2 bags for $6 at my supermarket. Now it's 1 bag for $4.99. 12-month austerity diet gonna be fire. Hell, 10 pounds of potatoes used to be $3 something and now 5 pounds is $5.99. Russets, not even the gold or yuku. I used to work at a Utz daughter facility. Last year, they charged $4.50 per large barrel of cheese balls. This year they're charging $7 a barrel. All I can think is who TF would pay $7 for some fucking cheese balls. I loaded a truck a few months back. I can't remember if it was cheese balls or not, but it was definitely just snack food. $415K was how much that truck was worth, while I was sorting through some old papers and found a shopping receipt from 4 years ago. Decided to compare it online and most items have just doubled in price since then. It's insane. My own personal silver lining is that I have lost 35 pounds net in the past year. I remain, technically by BMI, overweight, but 2023 is looking to be another year of continued necessary reduction and I will continue to rent everything, own nothing, and be happy, damn it.